This man is a skilled workman. Long years of apprenticeship perfected his skill and made him master of his craft. He uses modern methods, but he comes of generations of men as proud and jealous of their skill as he is of his. Men who fought, like him, for trade union rights, for better conditions, better hours, better wages. The workers obtain protection through health and unemployment insurance. They secure decent homes for their families and pensions for their old age. The Factory Acts and the vigilance of factory inspectors and factory doctors have brought health and safety to them at their work. These were the acknowledged rights of the workers. Then war came. Factories had to be camouflaged. Sunlight was blacked out. Workers were shut in. During the first winter of war, they had to work in shops made stuffy by the blackout, in poor lighting and bad ventilation. At the end of the long day, the workers left the factories depressed and tired out. But the alternative was the blackout of liberty. On the continent, Hitler had destroyed the trade unions. He had taken away the workers' rights and the dignity of labor. To resist such tyranny, the British worker was asked to surrender some of his hard-won rights, to give up by choice what Hitler takes by force. With the collapse of France, even greater demands were made upon his endurance.
Now that the full pressure of war is upon us, the drive behind the work must increase. Its pace must quicken. Its scope must extend. We have our backs to the wall, surely enough. You know that, all of you, men and women. At this hour of all hours, we at home cannot take things easy. We are going to cut down our leisure, cut down our comfort. We must. Thinking only of arms for the men, arms for victory, arms for liberty. Good night, and go to it.
And they went to it. But willingness isn't enough. Strain of arduous conditions affects not only the worker's health, but his output. So, at the end of June 1940, Bevin, as Minister for Labour, began to adapt and develop the existing welfare arrangements. Workers were called at short notice from one form of employment to another. This girl is being asked to transfer from her job in one part of the country to war work in a distant factory. But she has his promise that she'll be looked after. Even before she's packed her bag, welfare workers are finding a billet for her and arranging for her comfort. Many voluntary bodies are helping with welfare outside the factories, among them the WVS. The new job becomes an adventure. When she arrives, there'll be somebody to meet her at the station. The first thing she's got to do is to see her cards are in order. Then she's introduced to her new home and her hostess. And the next morning she starts out for work. What will things be like? Why this trip out into the country? Why a factory in a cornfield? Compared with what she's been used to, it's like stepping out of the 19th century into the 20th. Hush-hush factories have the merit of being built away from the towns. One more thing. Before she starts, she's going to be trained. Trained for the job which suits her best. Outside the factory, new opportunities for happiness are being created for her by the welfare officer. He belongs to the new body set up by the Ministry of Labour, the Welfare Board. He looks after things like the Sunday opening of cinemas, nursing in billets if she gets ill, cheap excursions out into the country and so on. Because she's going to have leisure. The Ministry of Labour insists upon that. For the Factory Acts are being reasserted by the Ministry of Labour. The factory inspector continues the work of 100 years. In wartime, he has to be specially vigilant. Safety from air raids has been added to his responsibilities. With the work's own safety officer, he guards the workers against new dangers in the war effort. The danger of working unfamiliar machinery. The danger of working when overtired. The strain on people unaccustomed to factory life. He must check both actual machine accidents and the possibilities of industrial ill health. With the help of these people and of the new measures, the workers are better equipped to face the second year of war. Women and young people in factories are going to get home at reasonable hours. Workers in the farming industry will enjoy better wages and better conditions of life. Black coat workers have been brought under health and unemployment insurance. New lighting has been evolved to defy the blackout. New ventilators will make up for shut windows. Rest pauses have been reintroduced to increase production. The workers will have opportunities for healthy exercise. They'll have opportunities for entertainment, even inside the factories.
They said that I must wet the baby's head. Man, I felt a pretty wee chap when they slapped me on the back. So I waited until closing time and said, I say, come here, baby, you get a fall. Lying by his mommy in the wee white shawl. When he looks so cute and swanky like a dumpling and a hanky. And we're going to call them William Angus, James and Job McCall.
Well, mates, ever since we took office, we have been exhorting you to work hard. I've never done so much exhortation to work hard in my life. But we've got to do it to win this victory. And I know you'll do it. I want you to keep it up, because the more you keep it up, the quicker we'll get this wretched job over. And we are going to get it over on our terms. And with you in the factory, and the soldiers and sailors and airmen on the job, and the mercantile marine, trawlermen and all the rest of us, we'll do it. And we'll do it cheerfully. And we shan't have to order very much. We'll all go along together with a mighty effort and show to the Hitlers and Mussolinis that we can not only work and fight, but we can be cheerful in doing it as well.